I'm taking a leak. You know, I'm 8-9 beers deep. This is like, you know, nice cathartic piss.
Oh, yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I lose situational awareness. I'm leaning my head back. I got one hand on my beer, one hand on my hog. And some dude cold cocks me.
Oh! What's up, everybody? Welcome to War Stories with the Sticky Green Beret, the only show where every vet can finally share their story. I'm your host, Alex, and I've got another great episode for y'all this evening. If y'all are enjoying this content, please like this video and share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. That's the quickest way to help us grow and get the word out, and also helps keep you in touch with the most up-to-date Sticky Green Beret info. If you want to support what I've got going on here with the channel and the show, the easiest way to do that is head over to my merch site. That is www.stickygreenberet.com. Over there, you'll find my merch shop where you can find stickers, patches, flags, shirts. You know, you see the flag flying behind me every week. That's one of my designs that you can pick up in the shop. Every purchase in the shop goes back into producing the show and helping to improve it as we grow. We're going to go ahead and kick this episode off with a couple of calls to action. Don't forget to get your email submissions in for calls to action at the beginning of the show. That email is stickygbstories@gmail.com. Always looking for user submissions for events, charities, things that could use veteran support. I'd like to start off the show by asking for a little bit of support for one of our brothers in need. That brother is Joel Alvarez. Joel recently had 2 surgeries within a week of each other to remove his lower intestine due to cancer. He's going to be out of work for a while, recovering from his surgeries, and so he needs some help with his bills and some of his medical expenses that aren't covered. Joel has a GoFundMe, and he set a pretty modest goal of $5,000, and honestly, it's probably going to wind up being a whole lot more than that. This is a perfect opportunity for us to support a brother in his time of need. Every little bit helps. Every $5, $1, every little bit goes into helping him pay his bills and get back on his feet. These are exactly the kind of things that we're looking for in calls to action, because this is a brother that's out there, could really use some support. I know a lot of us are in a position to help him out even with a couple bucks and help him get back on his feet. This is the kind of support that we all joined the military for, the camaraderie that we all built while we were in the military, and now we have an opportunity to help one of our brothers in need. Joel's fight with cancer gives me a good segue into the next call to action. I want to do a little spotlight on a veteran charity that's been a big help to folks with cancer, and that's the Hunter 7 Foundation. I'll post their info in the pinned comment at the top of the comments for this video so that you guys can get in touch with them. Hunter 7, their mission is to continue leading research efforts in military exposures and their subsequent long and short-term impact on the health of the post-9/11 veteran population, with the intention of academic publications, sharing evidence-based data, and creating clinical practice guidelines for healthcare providers and the veteran community. Guys, Hunter 7 is basically on the forefront of all things post-9/11 cancer. The cancer epidemic in post-9/11 GWOT veterans is real, from burn pits, various exposures from serving overseas. The cancer numbers are sky high in the veteran population, and this is a great foundation doing what they can to help in that fight. They have many programs that they help with, many events that they help sponsor. One thing that you hear about a lot, that a lot of people talk about, that have been so helpful in helping them along their recovery journey, is the Warrior Needs program. And that program really helps to bridge the gap where other programs fall short or where veterans come up short in getting the care that they need. The Hunter 7 Foundation addresses immediate needs by bridging gaps in access to care for military members and individuals impacted by cancer, offering vital resources and early intervention. By prioritizing early screening and preventative medicine, they aim to identify and address health concerns before they escalate, ensuring better outcomes. Their proactive approach, combined with strategic partnerships, ensures timely support for those navigating complex medical challenges. So that touches on a couple of important aspects there. The early screening and preventive medicine is very important, guys. Helping get high-risk veterans access to those tests and screening measures to help prevent and catch those things before they spiral out of control. And then also their strategic partnerships. They work really well with other organizations to help veterans get that care that they need in a timely manner. You know, with cancer, every day, minute, second is important, and they really do a good job at not making veterans have to wait on that care. So again, that's the Hunter 7 Foundation. Their information is in the pinned comment below. Reach out, find out how you guys can help, whether it's helping with an event, donating some money, to help veterans get the care that they need. It's a great foundation, and the cause is very important, like I said, with those veteran cancer numbers being sky high. Again, just a quick reminder, get those submissions in, stickygstories@gmail.com, and we'll go ahead and get that information out at the beginning of every show so that we can help veterans in need and help get veteran support to those other groups and organizations that need it. Now, typically this would be the part of the show where I start the calls off by telling one of my own stories, but I actually got a story so crazy in my email this week that I'm going to go ahead and read it. I can't blame this person for not wanting to be identified. This is probably one of the more criminal things that we've heard on the show. So I'm going to go ahead and read this one. Right after I arrived at Ferris Barracks of the 1st Armored Division in Erlangen, Germany during April of 1982, right after I arrived at Ferris Barracks, 2nd Brigade of the 1st Armored Division in Erlangen, Germany during April of 1982, myself and another guy that arrived at the unit at the same time witnessed a crime on our second evening there. There were several guys upstairs playing their music way too loud, and a staff duty officer arrived at our floor and greeted us. He heard the music and went upstairs to tell them to turn it down, but instead of doing that, they were informed that the staff duty officer could smell hashish being smoked in their room. This led to the staff duty officer being beaten very badly, and if that wasn't enough, they put him in a wall locker and tossed the first lieutenant out of the 3rd floor window, hoping to kill him. When that didn't work, they ran downstairs and grabbed the wall locker and carried it back upstairs to the 3rd floor and were going to try it again. Luckily, the MPs showed up right as they were getting ready to toss the staff duty officer back out of the window and promptly arrested them on the spot at gunpoint. Those guys got 5 charges apiece, and all of them were sentenced to 25 years at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas for attempted murder along with 4 other charges. It's a whole lot to unpack, guys. We've heard some wild barrack stories, but I don't think we've heard anything even bordering on attempted murder. I know the barracks mentality gets real sometimes, and a group of dudes will get into something that one guy on his own would never get into, that peer pressure, but throwing the staff duty officer out a window because you get caught smoking weed definitely seems like the punishment is way too big for the crime. Now, on the flip side, doing 25 years for trying to kill the guy that was busting you seems like it's probably a pretty appropriate punishment for the crime. Not just the crime, but it's like if these guys were willing to do that to the staff duty officer, what are they willing to do at other times, stressful moments downrange? You know, you can't have a guy like that on your team. So that's a crazy way to kick these stories off. Thank you so much for the email submission. That is wild. And again, I understand why you wouldn't want to be on the phone telling that story. But wherever you are, whoever you are out there that submitted that story, thank you so much for taking the time to write that down and submit it. That is a first for the show with the attempted murder. I can't say it'll be the only one that we hear, but that is a pretty wild thing to experience on your second evening after arriving to your new unit. All right, now the moment that everyone's been waiting for. Let's get into these calls. See what we got coming down the pipe tonight. I'm sure they're going to be wild as usual. Yo, caller, you are on the air with the Sticky Green Beret. Would you like to introduce yourself this evening?
What up, what up, what up? Yeah, this is Nico.
What's up, Nico? You got something good for us this afternoon?
So, last week, having sex with a deaf girl.
Oh, yeah. The guy that heard the deaf sex through the barracks wall.
Yeah, the seal noises. Okay, so we got, and that reminded me of something. That reminded me of fucking Tybee Island down in Georgia. Okay, so first bat Savannah, right? And you got Tybee Island right down there. And what we would do is we would go and we fuck around in Tybee Island, get wasted, play volleyball.
Perfect.
Get sunburned, get fucked up.
Yep, sounds like a Ranger.
Locals.
Like a Ranger weekend.
It was standard, right? And at one time I'm down there fucking by myself. I don't know. I think people left, and I was just like, I'm just gonna stay the night or whatever. And I ended up sleeping with this chick.
Okay, all right.
And I woke up, and she was like this busted.
Oh no.
Ugly.
Oh no.
No tooth. No teeth.
No, zero teeth.
There was a few in there.
Oh my God. So she looked a whole lot different when you woke up than when you went to sleep, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah. I was lit like a firework, bro. I was on a different level.
Oh yeah.
But again, some of the best fucking sex I've ever had.
Yeah, dude. She knew she had to work for it. She's like, this dude's gonna wake up tomorrow and realize what's going on. She was probably putting in work.
All I remember was just having bomb ass fucking sex all night. Okay, and then so she gets up, she leaves. I'm like, all right, I'm out of here. I don't know where I am. I go downtown, try and catch a cab or something like that. And I see the girl walking by me, and she gives me a big toothless smile. She's like, hey, baby.
Oh, God. Adding insult to injury, you're like, dude, I've already tried to forget you.
And she fucking passes by, and then there's this dude, and again, I'll tell you, mustache mullet combo shirtless.
Oh yeah, this dude likes to party for sure.
One of my people.
A member of the tribe, long lost member of the tribe.
And he's like walking back. He's walking a little bit behind her. And I remember he had 2 tall boys in a plastic bag. I forgot about that. And it's like 9:30 in the morning or whatever,
Perfect.
And he's like side-eyeing me, and then he like stops and he turns around, he comes back and he sits down at the table with me and he's like, "Hey man, did you fuck my girlfriend?"
Oh no.
And I was like, damn it, dude. Did I? Fucking did I? And I look back at the girl, she's like kind of standing over in the corner, and I look back at him and I was like, "Is that your girlfriend?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's my girlfriend." And I was like, "Yeah, I fucked your girlfriend, dude."
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No ifs, ands, or buts about, is that your girl? Yeah, I tagged her last night.
When you're faced with a decision like that, the best thing you can do is be honest.
Yeah, honesty is always the best policy. And odds are he probably already knew. I'm guessing this maybe wasn't the first time he had dealt with something like this.
This girl probably ran through first like
he's like, "Oh no, she said hi to somebody again. I guarantee you he nailed her last night. I'm gonna have to ask him about that."
And he was like, I appreciate you being honest, blah, 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 like, don't worry about it, man, whatever, give me a
Yeah, no, trust me, bro, I'm not worried about it at all.
And he stands up, and I'm still hungover as fuck, and I'm just like, I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. And he stands up, and like, and then he just tries to like, it was a weird mix the rest of the day where he kept walking up to me sitting there, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking beat your ass, dude. I'm gonna fucking beat your ass. Let's fucking go right now. Let's fucking go right now." And I'm just like, "All right, let's fucking go, dude." And he's like, No.
So y'all wound up spending a day together. You nailed his girlfriend, and then he was like, "I want to be friends with this guy for the day."
From that morning through the rest of the day, we drank, we hung out, we talked shit. He kept trying to get me to do a 3-way with them. I was like, "Nah."
Oh no. You're like, "Bro, I'm gonna need about 37 more beers before I go back at it with the toothless grin over there."
So it's in between this dude trying to fucking fight me, trying to get his girlfriend again, and they just kept feeding me beers. So I was like, I'm gonna stick around. Like, I'm not gonna,
to them, no didn't mean no. They were like, no just means he needs a few more beers.
But so I end up meeting some of this dude's friends, some of the locals down there, and one of them was a fucking deaf dude. And so I ended up partying with this deaf dude, and we ended up doing a bunch of fucking blow. And I don't know if you've ever done blow with a fucking deaf dude before, but that is the most fun shit in the world.
I have not, but for those of you listening that don't know, it basically makes you want to talk a whole lot to anyone about anything. Was that deaf guy audibly trying to talk to you the entire time?
Dude, we had to like communicate through like hand signals and like writing shit on his phone and shit.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about phones. That probably was super helpful. You guys were like trying to create your own language while under the influence of booze and a bunch of cocaine. I'd imagine it probably got pretty rough.
And you can't stop talking, man. I was like, what's your dad like, man? You know what I mean? I'm like,
Did you feel like you guys were communicating pretty well? Did you feel like you knew what he was talking about and he knew what you were talking about?
Yeah, it's a human thing, man. It was animalistic. It was
dude, that's awesome.
Right? You just get down to it, when you party with somebody who doesn't speak the same languages, it's the same fucking thing. You guys know what you're fucking
for sure. It's that mutual language of party, and everything else is just noise. Dude, that's hilarious. I honestly, no. I was just gonna say, I honestly thought just the story of you banging the dude's girlfriend and then running into him the next day and having to own up to it was good enough. And then you threw the curveball in there with a cocaine fueled night with a deaf guy. That's a new one for me.
Some of the funniest noises I've ever heard in my entire life.
Dude, it'd be funny to get you and the guy who had the roommate that fucked the deaf chick and get y'all on the line at the same time so that you guys could try and talk to each other in the languages that you both heard.
He was the one who had the Ranger IV, the first.
Oh, yeah, dude. That guy, yeah. That's a traumatic first little couple of insights into the military from that guy.
What the fuck did you do at Ranger school, bro?
Now that I got a Ranger on the line here, I'm going to ask you, did you ever have to participate in Ranger IV training?
Fuck no.
Okay, cool. All right, good.
We maybe did a occasional butt chug, but
for sure, it's like one of those things that you hear about. You know, everyone's heard of the Ranger IV. That to hear a call from a dude where the drill sergeants were like, "Yep, we're giving him the Ranger IV." That was that's like that mythical lore. It's like, has anyone ever gotten one? And we got a call where the guy most certainly witnessed an actual Ranger IV. So
saved his life.
Saved his life. You know, they were just messing with it. They didn't save anything. They were just like missing IVs on purpose because they wanted to do it to that kid.
Today reminded me of another story too now, and I think I'm going to pull that one up about Ranger Batt.
Hell yeah. Well, you know, we do it every Wednesday night. Anything goes, all stories. So I look forward to hearing from you on that next Wednesday night. Before I let you go, you got anybody you want to say hi to, any shit you want to talk, or anything you want to get off your chest?
You know, I know you got a lot of material from the last one, you know, about reach out to your boys.
Yep, absolutely.
You know,
always important, and as many times as we say it, I feel like you can never say it too much. So definitely reach out to the boys. You never know how much a call could mean to one of these dudes in their time of need.
A call, even a text message, just send something, let people know that you're there.
Yep, absolutely.
And just keep it up, especially with the call out to the guy in Houston. I remember that shit, you know.
Yeah,
so that's really cool.
Hell yeah, brother. I appreciate you so much, dude. Thank you so much for calling in and contributing to the show. I look forward to hearing some more of those stories from you.
All right, love you, bro. See you next week.
Love you, bro. Take it easy. Yo, caller, you're on the air with the Sticky Green Beret. You got a story for us this evening?
Hey, how's it going, Sticky?
It's going good, man. Did you want to introduce yourself before you got started tonight?
Oh, yeah, what's up, man? My name's Drew, and I just got a little story for you.
Awesome, man. Can't wait for it. Let's get into it.
All right, man. So it's like a Q-course downtown Fayetteville combo for you, coming in hot.
Nice.
So we're out at downtown Fayetteville one night at Husk Hardware.
Oh, yeah. I know that place very well.
Yeah. But I didn't know. This was, I think, around 2009. Having a good time out with a couple bros. We've been there a little while. I'm like 8, 9 beers down, maybe a couple shots.
Nice. Feeling good. Feeling good.
Yeah, you know, we're kicking it. We're having a good time. I head to the bathroom, you know, got to go drain the hog. I walk in there, and there's like, I think this was the first time I was there. There's like a half inch of piss on the floor.
Yeah, that's
entirety of the bathroom.
As per standard for a wild Husk weekend.
So it's a good time. I'm flipping sliding over to the urinal, right? Having a good time. I got a beer in my hand. I start doing my business. I'm taking a leak. You know, I'm 8, 9 beers deep. This is like a good, you know, nice cathartic piss.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I'm enjoying it. I lose situational awareness. I'm leaning my head back. It feels great. I got one hand on my beer, one hand on my hog. And some dude fucking cold cocks me.
Oh.
Yeah,
you're in this perfect oblivious piss and just get rocked by a stranger.
Yeah, dude, story gets way worse. So anyway, I'm slipping around on the piss trying to defend myself. This guy throws a couple more punches.
Oh.
I'm like, what the fuck's going on? You know, what the hell's going on? Anyway, I spot the guy. He quits throwing punches and just runs out of the bathroom.
Oh.
Runs away. I'm like, what
the old throw a couple punches and bail out, the absolute coward move.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm standing there with my fucking hog in my hand, excuse my language.
No, you're good, brother.
And I remember yelling at the guy, like, dude, when I get my shit back in my pants, I'm going to fuck him up. And I'm running after him, so I chase after him. We're running through the bar. He runs all the way out to the smoke deck, jumps over the little wall they had out there. I'm right behind him. He doesn't know it because he hadn't looked back. And he runs straight to this white Jeep that was parked right there. And if you remember Husk, there was like, you know, a couple little spots right there where you could park.
Oh, yeah, right outside the smoke deck. That like little
the smoke deck.
Like that narrow little strip where you could pull in on that one side.
Yeah. Well, this guy, anyway, he has his wife out there. She started the car, and I'm right behind this guy. He stops. He turns around to look and see if I'm behind him. And I'm already mid-crow hop, and I just baseball punched this dude in the next year.
You had like a 50-yard running head start, and the first time the dude checks, you happen to be like mid-punch.
With my shit hanging out of my pants, too.
Oh, so you did
get her back there.
You didn't even follow through on your promise of once I get my shit back in, I'm gonna chase you down and rock you. You were just like, all right, straight to chase you down and rock you.
Yeah, no, dude, there was piss everywhere. So this guy's wife jumps out of the Jeep. She's flipping out. I hit him. And the cop's right there. There's that old dude that was always there. They had that same cop there all the time.
Yeah, I remember that dude. He was pretty cool. He was pretty cool, wasn't he?
He's a great guy, man. Yeah, he literally stopped me, and I'm glad because I would have killed this dude.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He just cold cocked me while I was taking a leak, bro. Right?
Deservedly so. Yeah.
I'm a little upset to say the least. Anyway, the cop pulls up, wife comes out. I still have my hog hanging out of my pants. Just like trying to figure out what's going on, and he asked me what's up. Like, dude, I don't know. I was just taking a leak. This guy cold cocked me. I don't know what's going on. And she just popped in immediately and tells the cops some guy grabbed her ass, but that it wasn't me.
Oh, no way. She said it wasn't you?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, this is like the craziest story ever, because I'm thinking I just knocked her fucking husband into a coma. He's still passed out.
Crumpled on the ground.
We're just all here talking. I'm trying to put my junk back in my pants, right? And there's like 150 people watching out there on the smoke deck.
Yeah, for sure. That place was way over fire capacity at all times.
She like saved my life. I'm in the middle of the Q course.
Oh yeah, that could have gone bad 100 different ways.
Just sent me to jail, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, that's
the cops like go close out your tab and take off.
Oh man, that's like the best possible thing you could hope for.
I thought I was done. I thought I was done for, bro.
No kidding.
Saved me. She saved me.
And then for those of you that
crazier.
Oh, nice. Keep going.
Dude, I go inside and my homies don't believe me. They're like, "Oh shit, you just got your shit rocked." I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta close out my tab and go." So they like don't believe me. They're talking shit, you know. I'm like,
as any good homie would.
See the other guy.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, you should see the other guy. When we go out there, I guess they got him up, got in the car and left because he sent them on their way too. And the cop had my back again.
Oh, no way, with your friends?
Yeah, he let the bros know what happened.
Hell yeah. No, he sounds like a good dude all the way around, like, for sure.
Pretty much the coolest cop ever. But that's my Fayetteville story, man.
Dude, that is one hell of a Fayetteville story, dude, for real. I'm just sitting here going through it in my mind, trying to think if I would have handled it any other way, and I think that's probably the only way you could handle it. And honestly, I applaud your restraint for not jumping on top of him and finishing the deal.
I'm glad the cop was there, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. And I can only imagine if it weren't for the crumpled body on the floor, when the cop walked up with you exposed and the girl standing there, he probably thought he was walking into a completely different situation.
No joke, dude. That could have gone a lot worse.
Could have gone bad.
Never really thought about it that way.
And then also, for people that are listening that don't understand, being in the middle of the Q course, you could get kicked out in a heartbeat and then just go do whatever other dumb shit the Army wants you to go. So you were looking at a pretty bad situation all the way around. There were not a whole lot of good ways that could have finished off.
Yeah, it could have been a bad time, but I got lucky, man. I couldn't believe it.
Well, dude, that's awesome, especially because you got to knock the dude out too, and then walk away scot-free. That's the best part.
Yeah, but my brow was a little split the next day in formation.
Did you go in and tell people what happened, or did you have to like make up a try not to get kicked out of the Q course story?
Yeah, I slipped in the shower and shit like that.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That'll work. Yeah, you don't want to walk. I had a situation like that where I fractured my eye socket on the back of a golf cart, hammered drunk on a Sunday, and then I was
nice.
And then it was like during all that ice bucket challenge stuff, and they like needed people to go up to battalion to do the ice bucket challenge, and they were like, "Dude, you are not going up there. We're not going to have to explain to command why you have a shattered eye socket." So I get it, bro. I feel for you. The sometimes honesty is not the best policy. A simple little white lie might help you get out of a situation.
That's a great point.
Well, brother, I appreciate you so much, dude. While I got you here, anything else you want to say? Put anything out to the bros? Say hi to anyone? Anything?
That's about it, man. Just love the show, dude. Keep on keeping on.
Awesome, brother. I appreciate it. It's because of guys like you calling in and sharing your stories that we even have a show. So I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy evening to drop a bomb on us.
Yeah, brother. Anytime.
All right, brother. Take it easy. Have a good one.
You as well.
Hey, caller. You're on with the Sticky Green Beret.
Hey, what's up, amigo? So Army adjacent story. So I'm doing, I'm a contractor at the time in Afghanistan, and I have the, glorious duty of staring at a PTID feed at all hours of the day.
Nice, nice.
Coming and goings, and I noticed this thing, like these, when the cool guys would come back in their little painted pickup trucks, as soon as they got close to the gate, the one truck would just start driving really slow. Then they'd get in their compound, and every time, right rear passenger would just fly open, and this guy would just make a beeline for the shitter.
Okay.
And I noticed it's like every time they go out, same pattern. and then everyone just get out and casually after the guy ran for the shitter, everyone's, bent over laughing.
Yeah, just doing their normal thing. Yeah.
Then one day, instead of driving slow through the gate, they're going like fast as shit.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Slam on the brakes. Three doors fly open. Rear passenger doors stay closed. Three guys get out. They are bent over, gagging, coughing.
Oh.
Next thing you know, the right rear passenger door opens. Guy that's usually running gets out slowly. And you just see him pointing and yelling at people. So he finally did it. I found out that they were driving slow because this guy always had to shit when they were
no. So
RTV.
They were just messing with him. Oh,
yeah,
dude.
That time he shit himself.
Yeah, they just took it too far that one time, and then they all wound up paying for it.
Yeah, man, they found out.
That's hilarious. Did you, from watching this happen over and over, did you already kind of know what was going on? Were you like, what's going on? Or did you were just kind of observing and then finally saw the culmination?
It was like one of those things, I kind of had an idea, he's running for the shitter, so.
Yeah.
He has to go, and then, they just, weeks went by of just watching this pattern. But, they're not going out every day. So, you see him go out, and, okay, whatever.
It's so funny that it was the same door every single time, same guy. And it's like, after being on a team, I think we probably would have done the same thing. We would have slowed up when you're in view and messed with him. But, yeah, then you take it too far and everybody else is throwing up.
Yeah. Picture this, hard ass dude, just sitting in the back of the truck. Come on, stop, hurry up.
For sure. And that's like the great equalizer. When you gotta go, you gotta go. It doesn't matter how much of a man you are. You're not gonna out tough that out. And I guess they flew a little bit too close to the sun that one.
Yeah, man.
Dude, too funny. Well, did you want to introduce yourself, or were you gonna stay anonymous for this one?
Yeah, I'll introduce
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, did 7 years in the National Guard, did a bunch of deployments in uniform, and did a deployment as a contractor. It's all fun and games.
Cool. How just out of curiosity, I know a lot of people don't know, how was that transition from being, military National Guard to go into contracting? Did you like the dudes you worked with? Was it a good experience?
Contracting, so I don't know what it's like now. I can't imagine what it, sure O'Connor's work is dried up, but it's like you find the right. It's not even like the right company, when you're doing O'Connor stuff, the money's pretty good anyway. You have next to no expenses.
Right.
But it's just like finding the right group of people. So when I was in Afghanistan, I was the SIGINT guys and a couple of I forget what they were also guys, but they did some whatever their little cell did. A lot of those guys had been there for years, and it was just people came and went, but the core group of guys,
kind of like that old guard. They're kind of like the gatekeepers. A lot of people came and went, but those dudes had just been there forever.
Yeah, but it wasn't even like they weren't welcoming to new people. They were always happy to have new people.
For sure.
But it's just like anything else. You find your tribe, you find people you get along with.
For sure.
And that goes so far.
Yeah, and if they had been there for a long time, it's like you don't want to necessarily invest a whole bunch of time or energy into somebody that you're not sure how long they're even going to be there, So I'm sure there probably is kind of like a warming up period. I'm sure they're happy to have everybody, but wary of how long those people are going to be there.
But even doing worked on the intel side of things. So even being a contractor stateside, the actual work itself didn't matter nearly as much as the leadership in the organization and the people you dealt with, or shouldn't say dealt with, the people you interacted with day to day. I've asked companies to move me to, different programs within the contract just because they didn't like the people I worked with.
Cool. Yeah, that actually was my next question, because I was like, that was kind of always my fear with going into contracting is you don't know who you're going to be with.
just something for people to consider when they're looking at contracts. When you go with a sub, they're going to throw a lot of usually more pay and more benefits at you, but it's usually a husband and wife running a small company out of their apartment somewhere.
Right.
But, you know, you get on a big contract, you definitely have a lot of flexibility to move around within that company because they might be in different organizations.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. That's pretty eye-opening. I think a lot of people will learn just from that little bit of conversation. And honestly, I learned a little bit too. Being able to move around, you're absolutely right. You touched on it. It's like, it's not even so much the mission a lot of the times. It's just who you're there with, you know? Like, do you like being with the guys that you're with? And I think giving people the freedom to move around a little bit and kind of, like you said, find their tribe, I think probably makes it a lot more appealing. Well, cool, man. Well, I appreciate you so much for the call.
What's up, bro?
Yo, caller, what's up? You're on with the Sticky Green Beret. Do you want to introduce yourself this evening?
Yeah, man, it's Keebler.
What's up, Keebler? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Good, man. Good.
Shit right now.
Hell yeah. Me too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, lay it on me. I'm ready.
Got a good one, man. So it's going back to a Gardez rotation. We just got done with running a few days of ops and had a little bit of downtime, you know, and I had my decompression rituals.
Nice.
You know, and we were pretty boozy, man. You know, so I had a buddy of mine that was working the bottling facility at Coca-Cola, and he would send us all kind of shit over. You know, like Coke, he would pre-mix whiskey in.
Yeah, that's the hookup, bro. That's invaluable for sure.
Absolutely, you know, because they can't search it.
Right? Yeah, no, it's coming in with everything else. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's sealed. You know, so
yeah.
we'd get like Coke and whiskey or rum and Coke mixed, and then we would get like vodka or whatever in a Sprite bottle.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
I mean, yeah, dude, we were a super boozy ODA, and I think at one point in time we were rolling with close to 12 gallons.
Oh,
11 and a half, 12 gallons.
Yeah, that's serious. That's a big leagues.
Yeah, bro. But we got really low, and I think we were down to like the last bit, and we just got done doing a bunch of ops, and I had my decompression rituals, you know, and I'd drink a little bit, and I was dating a pretty prolific porn star at the time, so nice. I had her signature Fleshlight.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, she must have been big time. She had her own Fleshlight. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. And what I'd do is I would leave the lube out in the sun so it'd warm up.
Okay, all right.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Get a little bit more realistic. You know, but
the best you could get when you're away from home.
Absolutely, man. And I got to drinking a little bit and like down to the last bit of booze. And one of my boys comes in and flings open my wax shack. Mind you, I just got done going to town on this Fleshlight.
Right.
Still dick out, unclean, lid off.
Probably
on my fucking makeshift nightstand.
Probably at a little bit of a daze at this point. You have that nice calm coming over you. You're mid ritual. You know what you're doing at this point.
Yeah, bro. Post nut clarity is rolling. You know, and the funny thing is, I found this one out this past year. That I have something called hyperspermia, so I produce way more semen.
Oh, dude, you know? you're like a porn star's dream, bro. You're like have built-in talent.
Yeah, man. So all that together mixed in, you know, and my boy just busts open my wax shack, you know, in the Connex, and tries to get booze, and the last bit is what's in my cup.
Oh yeah, you're willing to die for to die for this at this point.
Yeah, bro. We get into this like full-blown grappling match, and he ends up knocking it over. You know, and it's all in like slow motion. It's all happening. You're watching the last bit hit the ground. You're looking at him. He's looking at you. And then he sees the Fleshlight. I see the Fleshlight. And next thing you know is in slow motion, I just grab this fucker and just think like platoon slow motion scenes coming over the horizon. Grab this fucking
and this thing is like
running.
It's topped off at this point. You said you just got done. You've got your condition. This thing it's juiced.
Fucking loaded. He starts running out, and before he could clear, I chuck this Fleshlight. And it is so fucking loaded that the sleeve comes out of the Fleshlight. So pocket pussy flying through the air. Semen fucking just spinning like a helicopter blade.
That's like a tail rotor on a helicopter. It looks like, I'm picturing like a ninja star that's just like slinging jizz.
Bro, he fucking looks back, and as he looks back, this fucking insert just right in the face. Fucking.
Oh, dude, I bet you
heard a grown man make that noise.
Oh my God, dude! I don't even know what noise you would make, bro. I bet I'm guessing that you had a couple slow motion montages in there. You had like the slow motion losing the last bit, and then like the slow motion, this thing is actually about to tag this dude in the face, bro.
Bro, just fucking nailed him. And the call signs that ended up coming out.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine.
Bro, he was called Money Shot for the longest fucking time on time.
That one's good because it's not like so overt that you get in trouble for it. You could actually use that one. That's good. Dude, I'm surprised they didn't call you. What was your call sign? Spider-Man? Just fucking slinging webs all over the place or what?
Oh no, man! I kept keeping it. That's a fucking that's a good story in itself.
Hell yeah! Oh hell yeah, bro! That's hilarious. I don't want to say he deserved it, but like he instigated the entire thing. Had he just stayed out or maybe given a gentle knock, I think the outcome probably would have been a little different.
Yeah, bro. I mean, fucking all's fair in love and war.
Oh my God! There's probably a million things he wishes were laying on your bed besides a filled up pocket pussy. Oh my God, bro! You're just a killer storyteller because, like, I feel like I was watching that shit. Not that anybody would want to watch it, but I can picture multiple elements of that story very clearly without being there.
Oh man. It's fucking good times in group, bro.
Oh, yeah, dude. The deployment stories that don't have to do with combat could fill a volume of encyclopedias.
And those are the best ones, man. And no one, unless you experience it, has any idea.
Oh, yeah. It's wild in a whole different way that probably wouldn't fly inside our country, so... Nice to have deployment to let some of that out. Dude, man, I appreciate you so much. That was crazy. That is killer, dude. That is, like I said, even just the storytelling was A1. I feel like I was watching it. But, man, I really appreciate you, brother. Before we let you go, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to? Anybody you want to call out on the radio? I don't care. Anything you want to say before you get off?
Shout out to my homeboy Jolly, keeping it real over in 7th Group.
Hell yeah.
And always, of course, shout out to Sticky Green Beret.
Hey, there we go. I like that one. That's my favorite shout out of the night, bro. I appreciate you.
Hey, yeah, man.
Awesome, brother. Well, I appreciate you, dude. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Thanks for taking the time to call in and share your story with everybody. I really appreciate you. Look forward to hearing from you next time.
Yeah, bro. Absolutely.
All right. Take it easy.
Later, man.
Yo, caller. You're on the air with the Sticky Green Beret. You got me?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's going on? Did you want to introduce yourself tonight, or are you going to stay anonymous for this one?
Are we on the air now?
So I take the calls on Wednesday, and then I edit and compile the show, and it comes out on Monday, so it's not live.
Gotcha, okay. I mean, I was just calling to talk. We got a few stories, though, that I can tell.
Yeah, lay a little military life story on for me.
I've got some funny ones. I've got some spooky ones. I've got a few.
All right, if you got a good spooky one that sticks out, we haven't had a spooky one yet. So if you got one off the top of your head that's kind of spooky, I'd be down for that.
So spookiest one I would say, or one of the spookiest ones I would say. I'd like to remain anonymous for this one.
Yeah.
Some people in the community that I was a part of will know who it is, but I mean, it is what it is. It's not like
they already know.
Yeah, it's not like. I mean, I wouldn't get in trouble for any of it. But no, so we're launching a jet. So we're launching a B-2 for a mission. I was running comms on the jet, and I unplugged because we're told, all right, we're good to go, good for launch, and roll up the comm cord, screw back in the little comm covering, and I'm rolling up the comm cord as I'm walking away, kick the chocks out, walking over to the right-hand side of the jet to the box, and there's a thunderstorm, or a lightning storm, excuse me. No rain, just lightning.
Okay.
That night, it's like 11 o'clock, something like that at night. This was years ago. And so I'm standing there, progress, lights come on, jet's coming up, go to attention, and I look in front of me, behind me, give a big thumbs up to the pilots, let them know, hey, there's no taxiing aircraft that you're going to run into, or any vehicles or personnel on the line that you need to be mindful for, give them the thumbs up. And right as they get to in front of myself and the marshaller across from me go from thumbs up to attention. Right as I hit that salute, lightning flashes across the sky, and the lightning made the form, I'm not kidding you, of the Grim Reaper pointing forward and holding the back of the jet.
No way.
From my point of view, that is how it looked, and one of the stars, the brightest star in the sky, I don't know which one, was its eye.
Dude, that's wild. And not necessarily a good omen when you're about to launch a B-2.
Yeah, it was interesting. And I was slow coming back down from that salute. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, like what did I just see?
And it was a good launch. Yeah, everything went great. They came back the next day, and I'm sitting there like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people, a lot of military lore and stuff is based on superstitions and people seeing things and making the right call at the last minute. I'm pretty sure it's probably pretty hair-raising to be standing there and see the Grim Reaper grab the tail of the plane.
And the Grim Reaper that's the mascot of the 13th Bomb Squadron. And they're one of the squadrons out of Whiteman that runs B-2s. There's two. Technically, not technically. There are three squadrons that run B-2s out of Whiteman. There's the 13th, 393rd, and the 131st.
Dude, so I gotta ask you, is that just like the coolest thing in the world? I mean, like, I've seen them in flyovers and, they've been on station and stuff like that, but like, I can just imagine what it would be like seeing the B-2 come up to the deck and everything be all good, and then it launches. Is that just like a surreal experience?
I mean, the first few, yeah.
Yeah.
But then after working on it for 6 years, I mean...
Dude, that's cool. So, I mean, you've been like all up in around it, that's super cool, man. That's like one of those like military icons, everyone knows it. So that's super cool.
Having worked on it, I don't know the best way to put it. I don't want to come off as arrogant in any way, but I mean, she is the baddest jet that the Air Force has, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a surreal feeling whenever those jets, if we're doing something wild and those jets take off and we know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, it is a surreal feeling.
Oh, I'm sure.
Especially launching a jet, it goes up into the air. It flies its mission, comes back. It's a surreal feeling when those pilots come down and they're fist bumping us, and we get to talking with them. And
because I mean, they can't do it without you guys. You guys are a super important part of the team too. That's awesome. That's cool that they treat it that way, where like everyone comes back and everyone's pumped up, and they're like, great team effort, guys. That's awesome.
It is surreal. Those pilots, they do an incredible job. They have a massive responsibility. The maintainers, they keep those birds in the air. They have a huge responsibility. It was surreal to be a part of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I was a small part of it.
Yeah, but an integral part.
It was surreal.
Yeah, like a very important part. Again, none of that can't happen without everyone doing what they need to do and be in the right place at the right time. I'm blown away. I did what I did in the military, and a lot of people think that that's cool or whatever, but I'm like, those jets and working with and around those jets has got to be a super cool experience.
You were a Green Beret, correct?
I was a third group guy.
So one of my best friends, he was an LO troop at Whiteman in the 131st. He did that for 3 years, re-enlisted. He is now at third group now.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. It's nice when someone pulls the re-enlistment trigger to go do something they want to, and it actually works out. I hope he's enjoying his time at third group. I loved it. I loved being in third group.
He's got his ups and downs.
For sure. That's military life. I say I love being at third group. I hated being in Fayetteville, so I don't think there's anything that ever makes Fayetteville any better.
Vietnam?
Oh, yeah, Vietnam. Yeah, the real ones know. I was back there in the good old days when people were still getting shot over Jordans at the mall.
Yeah, that's correct. Just what I know of the area.
Right.
I've been there a few times.
Yeah, and it's a shame because if you go an hour, you're in Raleigh. You go an hour, you're at the beach. I mean, it's a beautiful part of the country if you know where to go. But Vietnam itself is just a suckhole. Like not great.
Yeah, last time I was there, I went. So my company, Steltex Industries, we went to. Also, I will let you know if Steltex Industries is in there, and it's my voice saying that story prior, people are immediately going to know. Like everybody that I know from Whiteman, they all know who I am.
Yeah.
I still talk to them. I still talk to a ton of them on a daily basis. I mean, tonight I talked to 3 of my old buddies that they wanted to reach out and chat.
Yeah, that's awesome. You keep in touch. I'd imagine that there's a lot of small communities in the military. I'd imagine that's probably a pretty small community too.
Oh, so there's communities within the community, right? So you have your overall B-2 community where everybody that's a part of the program, producing sorties and maintaining those aircraft, everybody's a part of that community. For the separate jobs, so for the Air Force, it's AFSC, Air Force Specialty Code.
Okay.
For crew chiefs, we are very tight knit. We fight each other a lot. We fight other AFSCs a lot.
Yeah.
We just like to fight.
I mean, that's
culture.
That's what brothers do, man. I would think that it devolving to fighting means you guys are probably a closer knit group, because if it goes to blows, you guys actually really care about what you're doing.
Oh yeah, no, we beat the shit out of each other, lovingly, of course. Because then outside of work, we're all getting hammered at the bar or somebody's house, and it's a good time.
Absolutely.
So going from, I was at Soft Week down in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, that's always a
past
good time.
May.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a time. So went from there. I got to meet Pete Hegseth. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Shook his hand, and I got to talk with him for like 45 seconds.
Very cool.
But spent time down there, and then drove from Tampa up to Fort Bragg, stayed on Fort Bragg.
Oof.
In less than 16 hours after we had gotten to Fort Bragg, began the drive back to Missouri.
Oh, did they put you up at like the Airborne Inn on Bragg? Were you staying at that like real shitty on-post hotel?
No, I mean I have before, but this time I stayed in one of the barracks.
It gets worse.
Like I never thought me as an airman.
Right,
airman, I'd be staying here.
These peasant barracks. Have you seen these things?
Yeah, I was like, all right, where's the first sergeant? Come on.
Yeah, I'm like, don't you guys all have like platinum Amexes for stuff like that? Don't you just like expense suites and stuff? That's my opinion of what I think happens in the Air Force.
I mean, so I'm not in the Air Force anymore. I'm out now.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so I'm a contractor now.
Gotcha.
I do contracting with Air Force, Army, as well as Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, and then a few small businesses. We mainly make products, cosmetic products for them.
Okay.
But it's all American made.
Very cool. Yeah, that's getting rarer and rarer these days. Hopefully we get some more of that coming back.
Well, if you look at, well, I'll tell you this. So the reason I started Stealth-X Industries, patches, mandatory uniform items that are worn on our shoulders, on our chest, those are primarily made in Pakistan and China.
Oh, yeah.
And in Pakistan, their main textile factory, where they produce the vast majority of these embroidered products, is not 40 miles from Kabul, Afghanistan.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's funny you say that, because I remember being in country and getting like a pair of socks or something, like a pair of Under Armour boot socks, and looking, and it was made in Pakistan. And I'm like, yeah, that's like 30 minutes away right now.
Yeah. And I didn't know if you got into any scraps with the Taliban, but they were, they start getting into an engagement with the U.S., and they run across the border in Pakistan.
Yep.
They were fighting with the same people making the shit that we were wearing on our shoulders.
I believe it. They probably got family members working in those factories.
And that pissed me off beyond anything.
Yeah, for sure. Especially the American flag patches.
Exactly. That is why, like, on the ad that I made for Stealth-X, that is a huge focus in that video when talking about the foreign-made patches.
Yeah.
The American flag, the Spice Brown for the Air Force, Spice Brown American flag, that's made overseas.
Yeah,
that's
wild.
The majority of our mandatory uniform items, they're made over there.
Yeah,
it's harboring our enemies.
Yeah, and the sad thing is that it's not surprising. You're not telling me this. I'm like, oh man, there's no way, I can't believe it. It's like, yeah, that checks out. That's about par for the course. But man, that's awesome. If trying to bring some of that back, even just the flags would be huge, man. Even just all the flags that everybody wears is made in the United States. Which again, it sounds crazy even having to say that. You would think that's how it should be, but dude, that's a great cause. That's awesome.
The main thing that pissed me off was not the fact that it was made overseas, but the fact that it was made by our adversaries, and we are helping them economically.
Yeah, for sure.
Purchasing those items for them. We are making it so that they can economically thrive. because these are mandatory items for us.
For sure, we have to have them, and you're right. It just they turn it into bullets or bombs or whatever that they use to then go and fight us again while we wear the same flag that they made,
or even shelter or food.
Yeah,
they turn it into logistics for the fighters that they are harboring.
Yep. No, man, that is crazy.
In China, so PVC rubber patches, right? Just one of trillions of products that China makes, but China has a monopoly on those. So PVC patches, there's only one country that has machines that are made specifically for mass producing PVC patches. China.
Yeah.
And my company, Stealthtech, we are working to make our own machine.
Oh, dude.
And it is going to be an American. It will be American made, 100% through and through. And we will have a Western machine that we are going to put on the market for other people to use, other pack manufacturing companies, or anybody that utilizes PVC rubber. We're going to put it on the market for them to use at a price that is competitive with the Chinese.
Yeah, I mean, because that's the other thing is you build the machine, but if it's prohibitively priced to where no one can get into it, dude, that's awesome, man. That's honestly, I want to do a spotlight on your business. So if you'll send me an email with the information and a little bit about you, like this is something that I think veterans would totally want to support, and I'll get it out on before next week's episode. And we'll do a little spotlight and let people know. It'll be good. They'll have heard this. They'll know exactly what you're talking about. And then for that next episode, I'll do a little spotlight because it sounds great to me, honestly. I would love to bring any amount of American manufacturing back, and then especially if it's something like that, the patches that service members have to wear on their uniform.
Yeah, and this is not just something that, fell into my lap or anything like that. No, this was, I scraped together a year's worth of income to make this happen. I pulled the trigger on it. No investors, no bank, no loans. I just went and dropped over $200,000. But
that's awesome, though. It shows how important it is to you. That's fantastic.
It is a very important thing to me because, I don't think that our American warfighters should be wearing what we are that was made overseas by the people we are fighting.
Absolutely. And
the people that want to kill us.
For sure. And the American taxpayer shouldn't be putting money into the pockets of the Taliban because our American service members need uniforms. Like that's a definite break in the chain. Well, awesome, brother. I
was just going to say, and it is technically against the law to be spending American taxpayer money on items made overseas for our troops. We got to follow. There are certain laws that have to be adhered to, and my company, we have stuck to those laws to the letter, regardless of the cost to us.
Yeah.
Because we want our shit on people's shoulders. We want our shit on their chests.
Yeah.
Their backpacks, their walls.
Absolutely. No, and like I said, man, seriously, let's I want to help you get that out and put the word out a little bit, and hopefully we can get you some other patch orders and stuff to help bridge the gap. But I think that's a super important cause, man, and I really appreciate you sharing it, how it all came to fruition. The story was awesome, but it's also great to get a little background and hear about what you're doing now. And honestly, man, I think that cause is incredible. So thank you so much for calling in and sharing that.
Let me have a few more whiskeys, and I'll get into some crazy stories.
Hell yeah! I can't wait to hear that. Maybe I'll do like a whiskey call-in night, and we'll have everybody get a little bit tipsy and see what we get called in.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to you in the future about the media company that I'm starting.
Absolutely.
I would have had it already had the government not shut down.
Yeah. It's a real inconvenience for a lot of people. Yeah, it's crazy that It's funny. It's not funny. It's actually really not funny. But I've had people send me like LES snapshots and stuff. And when I was in 2008, there was a shutdown also. And I remember how shitty it was to go to work for no pay. And they're like, oh, you'll get paid. You'll get back pay. I'm like, yeah, but I have bills right now. I didn't get paid. Yeah. Still coming to work. It's like, I hated that.
Yeah. When I was still in, there were times that I'm just not getting paid, and it's like, okay, now what do I do?
Yeah, and it's not like you don't have to go to work anymore. It's not like, oh, we'll just give you the week off because you're not getting paid. No, you're working.
Yeah, no, I was on a mission essential status, and it's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm here for no money.
America.
Yeah. America wrote you an IOU, and hopefully they come through on it.
They did. Took them 2 months, but
for sure.
They did.
For sure. Oh, man. Well, yeah, there's a bunch of guys going through that right now. So hopefully it makes you guys feel better to know that some of us have also gone through that and we wound up getting paid in the end. So, I'm sure that's not any consolation for the bills that you have to pay right now, but I believe you will get paid.
I've had tons of airmen, even soldiers, that have reached out to me, and they're talking about it. I just regurgitate what I have heard.
Yep.
From, you know, official sources, and they're like, how do I do that? Well, I know how to do it now.
Yeah.
I know how to do it. You know, going to the Navy Federal Credit Union and applying for that 0% loan.
Yeah.
They don't even credit check you. That's nice.
Yeah, that is nice. I've been Navy Federal for a long time. They've done a lot of good stuff to help me out over the years. So
I mean, it'd be better if the government paid people on time.
Yeah, in a perfect world.
You know, like I'm a startup company this year, like February of this year, and I've always paid my employees on time. So I don't know what the government's doing, but I'm not a trillionaire. I don't have trillions.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, brother, I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much for calling in and contributing tonight. Eye-opening on a couple different fronts. And like I said, be sure and shoot me that email, and we'll get a spotlight done on your business here coming up in the next week.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you want to, I'll DM you. All
right, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You have a good night.
All right, bye. Yo, caller, you're on the line with the Sticky Green Beret. You got a story for us this evening?
What's going on, Sticky? It's Salty, brother.
Salty, what's good, man? How you doing this evening?
Doing all right, brother. Just feeling pretty good.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. All right, lay it on me. Let's hear what you got.
So I got kind of a sad, fucked up story, how you want to look at it, about a command that I was in, pretty much fucking over one of my good buddies and almost driving him into about unaliving himself. So if you're ready for some saddery, I got it.
Yeah, we'll switch it up. We'll take a sad one. And honestly, it's a pretty common thing for people to get fucked over by their command, not necessarily to the point of ending it all. So this will be a good one for our listeners.
All right. So it starts off with my buddy. He ends up going to DRB, which in the Navy is Discipline Review Board.
Okay.
Essentially, it's just a bunch of chiefs get together. They call it a quote fact-finding mission, end quote. In reality, it's just a bunch of fat fucking chiefs getting a line and take turns screaming at you, calling you names, getting you to admit to shit that you did or did not do. Then
Nice.
he goes there.
So it's basically like it's like a giant shark attack where they're just trying to get you to admit that you're guilty to something.
Exactly. Yes. And
Nice.
it's part of a 3-stage process. It goes DRB, XOI, and then up to captain's mast with the commanding officer, and he can issue NJPs and shit like that. And if it has to, it can go to requesting court martial and whatnot, blah blah blah.
Cool.
So anyway, my buddy, he ends up going to DRB because he finds out that his best friend is banging his wife.
Oh my god! Yeah, not much of a best friend.
And,
holy shit!
Right, and has been doing it for a while apparently. And the reason he ends up going up is because when he finds out, he confronts his buddy and everything, and it starts making its rounds. And so for the friend to get the smoke and the fire off his back, he goes and tells the chain of command, "Oh, hi, me and," I'm not going to say my buddy's name, but me, so-and-so and so-and-so, while we were in port a few months ago, we all visited a brothel.
Oh my god, what a fucking dirtbag, dude.
Yeah.
Just to save himself, and he's like still throwing himself under the bus. He went too, but he's trying to help dodge the heat by throwing everybody under the bus. What a turd.
Yep. And the best part of it is he even admitted that my buddy didn't even do anything at the brothel. He was so pissed drunk he passed out in the waiting room.
Oh my god.
Because he was there, he was still in off-limits area.
I feel like just from that much, I already know exactly who the dude is that was banging the wife, and not like personally know him, but I know exactly what kind of a guy we're talking about here.
What type of person?
Yeah.
And so my boy ends up going to the DRB, as does everybody, and he's also, saying he's gonna probably, kill this motherfucker because he's banging his wife and everything, and then the wife starts saying that, she's scared of him, of what he's gonna do, and blah, blah, blah. So
she's just making it worse.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about him at all. She's just looking out for herself.
Yep. And so he gets kicked out of his base housing, and he gets put into a barracks room. Well, the buddy, the cheater, he starts shacking up with old girl in the base housing, my buddy's house.
Oh my god.
Yep, goes back to fucking her in my boy's marital bed and everything, and he's stuck with a restraining order, not allowed to go to his own home where his shit is.
Dude, they're just making a bad situation worse, dude.
Yeah, and so that's like step one of the command shit in the bed. Step 2 is they go to take him out of the barracks and they put him in the restriction barrack. Why? Because he one night gets absolutely piss hammered drunk because, you know, he's sad and depressed. He's being punished because his wife is banging his best friend.
Yeah.
So it's around Christmas time, and so the wife and the boy toy hang up Christmas decorations all over my buddy's base housing.
What is wrong with these people?
So my boy goes over there and starts ripping them down and everything, blah blah blah. You know, like these are mine. I paid for these motherfuckers. This is my house. Fucking. He gets picked up by you know, base police and thrown in the drunk tank and everything. Well, so he ends up going to XOI and then Mass and everything, and they put him in the restriction barracks, which, mind you, is like a barracks room made out of cinder block and sadness.
Dude, so I get that the cops have to come get him because he's drunk. They have to take him to the drunk tank or whatever. It sounds like, is it a command decision to take him out of the regular barracks and put him in the restriction barracks?
Yeah, because they were putting him on restriction anyway, if I remember correctly, from the Mass. That was part of his punishment.
Dang.
Was that he was going to go to restriction anyway, but just the timing and everything, and so they put him in this restriction barrack, and the toilet doesn't work. It's constantly flushing. It has a valve issue. And then the shower is just a pipe coming out, and it's just cold.
So they basically just put him in solitary confinement.
Pretty much. Well, where it gets real sad is how we find out of this is they bring me and a couple other people. They call us into maintenance one day. Me, a few others, and it's me and a few chiefs, and then like our command master chief, the E9 in charge of the whole command. And he tells us, like, hey, one of your shipmates is being put on suicide watch, and we need y'all to be part of suicide watch on these watch bills and everything. So we were like, what the fuck? Why? And that's how we got the lowdown of what was going on. They told us, because most of this was going on behind the scenes. A lot of us didn't know what was going on, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And he's on restriction. He doesn't have free access. That's, yeah.
Right. So we get read the rules and everything. We sign paperwork saying that we're going to do X, Y, Z. They're saying, oh, you have to watch him piss. You have to watch him eat. If he goes anywhere, if he needs groceries, you have to go with him. All these different things. And we're like, whatever, fuck it. And so we talk to him, and he's like, yeah, I'm not fucking suicidal. He's like, you know why they put me on suicide watch? He's like, because they made me go to anger management mental health counseling after the incident, and the doc asked me, he's like, oh, well, are you suicidal? And I was like, if I was fucking suicidal, you think I'd tell you or any of these other motherfuckers, blah 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 blah?
Oh yeah, no.
So
they're definitely gonna put you on. They're gonna think you're suicidal if you say something like that, even if you're not.
Yep. So, but make matters worse, they take this supposedly clinically per the doc, he's suicidal. They throw him in a fucking 10 by 10 cinder block room that doesn't have a working toilet and doesn't have a working shower, and they force his friends to watch him 24/7, watch him eat, sleep, you know, piss, shit, all that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was talking about before. It's like, regardless of what the command has to do, they also know the entire situation. You know, like, they know the backstory, they know why this is happening, and it doesn't sound like the command is trying to do him any favors in any way. It's like, the dude is already down. He's in a situation that most of us, it would break us to be in, with his best friend and his wife. And it's like, they just are adding insult to injury at this point.
They're doing everything they can to cover their own ass on the technical aspect of it. They're like, oh, well, technically we have to do this.
Yeah.
Technically that. Technically he's suicidal, so he has to be on suicide watch. Oh, but he's also on restriction. So the little bit of stuff that he did have, TV, phone, stuff like that, the shit that he was allowed to take from his house while he was in the normal barracks room, he had it at the restriction barrack. But then once his restriction went through, once he went to Mass and all that, they made us take it all away from him and go put it in command storage. We smuggled him a fucking one of his tablets and kept it under his bed so he didn't lose his goddamn mind.
Yeah, that is just insane. And it's like, when you're in the military and you're training to go to war and you have to listen to command, it's like, you always want to feel like you have a command that has your back, that like, if something bad happens to you, they're going to be there to fight for you, support you. And seeing stuff like this, it's no wonder that dudes get super disenfranchised by leadership or command while they're serving. You know, I mean, this is an extreme case, but the amount of times you hear about someone getting screwed over by their command, or someone getting out because they didn't like their command, or something happening in the command having the opportunity to step up and kind of lessen the blow, but then just completely torching the guy anyways, you know, like it's a common theme, and it's sad that it's that way because these are supposed to be the guys that the dudes are looking up to and looking to for guidance.
Correct. And by no means am I trying to say my boy was the perfect sailor, the perfect person. I mean, nobody is.
Right.
But you're not supposed to look to fuck over your subordinates, your people. Like you said, you're supposed to trust them. You're supposed to trust these people. You're supposed to trust your leadership. And, you know, you become so disenfranchised with the military. He was already, I think, at almost 10 years, if not 10 years. He was halfway through. He was an E5. You know, he was doing pretty good. And after that, he got reduction in rank and everything, you know, and if he wasn't gonna get out before, I mean, definitely, you know, I mean, he's out now. He ended up rolling with it and was like, you know what, fuck it, send me to San Diego for mental health. I am suicidal. Fucking go ahead, kick me out. I don't care. So they have a big like suicide rehab program that the Navy does in San Diego. And he went to that, and they just end up transferring him out.
Dude, and it's terrible that it had to go that far, but at that point, dude, I would want to get out too. I wouldn't want to, after seeing that happen, and, you know, I'll go back to it again. Like, this isn't like a jury of 12 random peers that don't know anything about this guy looking at some kind of drunken disorderly. These guys know the whole story, you know? They know why he's down. They know why he was there that night. They know he's living in a barracks room now. I mean, cut the guy some slack, man.
Yep, but that's the thing about the military, and I can't speak for other branches, but at least the Navy, it's the hook a brother up program. You see it. I mean, you see what everything I post and said about chiefs. The Chiefs mess is one of the most corrupt and disgusting organizations in the United States military, and specifically the Navy. The Chiefs mess sweeps more shit under the rug than a shitty maid.
Yeah,
like
it's wild, dude. And you see these dudes that are crushing guys for the same stuff that they got a slap in the wrist for back in the day. You know, I know a big topic is DUIs. Dudes getting kicked completely out for DUIs by a guy that got one when he was an E7 and, you know, lost rank for a minute and still came back. You know, it's the hypocrisy of people just torching dudes for the same things that they got in trouble for back in the day is just crazy to me. You think that if you got hooked up one time, you'd want to pay it forward and hook someone else up.
I got into an argument with a fellow so I got out in 22 and I was working a civilian job as a aircraft mechanic, and I was working with a recently retired E8, a senior chief who did the same thing as me, but he was just my Mech 3, I was a Mech 1, and we got into an argument because I brought that type of that stuff up. I'm like, you take two guys, because something recently happened on a boat where there was like a drug ring on a boat. And there were chiefs involved, and then there were like E3s and E4s involved. E3s and E4s got kicked out. The chiefs and everything got like reduction in rank and then sent to another command, but they got to stay in the Navy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm like, see, how the fuck does that make sense? And he was like, well, they've given more to the Navy, so the Navy owes them. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
if anything, they know better.
Yeah, exactly. They know better, and it's like, aren't these the kind of people that we're trying to like purge from the ranks? You know, just one of those things, just because you've been here for a long time doesn't mean that you should be here or that you're the right person for the job.
Right. He's like, they've been in the Navy. They've given all kinds to the Navy, and the Navy spent all this money on them, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if they've been in the Navy for a week or 20 years.
Yeah.
Especially 20 years, you know the rules better than anybody.
Yeah, and
Who the fuck are you?
How is anybody supposed to look up to those guys? How are you supposed to think that any soldier that works for them is going to turn out as a good soldier with you have that example in front of them?
Yeah, and the chiefs always bring up, they get this thing called, it's some sort of letter, I forget the technical name for it, but it's saying that they can't advance anymore, but they can still stay a chief, and they can still retire, so they'll retire as a 20-year chief. It's like, oh, well, no matter where they'll go, they'll have this letter against their name, so other commands will know that they're pieces of shit. I was like, it doesn't matter if they fucking know they're pieces of shit or not. Every fucking chief has done some shitty things. Yeah. They don't give a fuck. It's like, oh, I'm never gonna make senior chief or master chief. Doesn't matter.
They're still getting paid.
Chief, you're set for life.
Yep.
You're set for fucking life.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of those chiefs will do. And a lot of my friends are chiefs now, and I was friends with a lot of chiefs, and they were good people, but I will say a good 90% of them were horrid.
Yeah,
and
that's terrible to hear.
A lot of the chiefs I served with were made chiefs like in between like the Obama era where everything was gay, and retarded.
Yeah.
I mean, more gay and retarded than it is now. But like, I'm not trying to say that it's the fault of that, but
yeah, for sure.
It was just a mentality that was spread, and it wasn't quelled early on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, being from the Army side of the house, I don't want to say that it's good to know that things are the same on both sides. Sounds like it's honestly bad to know that things are the same on both sides, but it's good to get a look into the Navy side of the house for once. So I really appreciate you calling and sharing that with us tonight. Did you have anybody you want to say hey to, or anyone you want to bitch about, or whatever? Anything you want to say before we take off?
Nothing, man. I appreciate your support of my page, you know, and all three iterations of it, you know, and Meta, fuck Meta for being gay and taking all my pages down.
Hey, they can't hold Salty down. He's coming back.
Dude, I always come back, man. I'm like an ingrown toenail. You can't get rid of me, motherfucker.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much for taking the time to call in and share a story. I know people are going to learn a lot from that, especially people on the outside looking in.
No problem, brother. I'll holler at you later.
Have a good one, brother. Thank you.
Yep.
Hello, caller. You are on with the Sticky Green Beret.
Hey, man. I'm a little nervous calling. Never called before, but you still doing like war stories, just random?
Yeah, any military story you got, and you can remain anonymous if you want to. That works.
So I'm gonna remain anonymous, but I was my first tour. I got there like November of '05. My team leader at the time. So I want to remain anonymous, but I want to give a shout out to good soldiers at the same time.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's the best of both sides.
I know it's kind of weak on my part, but anyway, like I don't want to expose myself, but anyways, this dude Josh Zot, Sierra Zulu, you know, whatever, OTT. This dude got a silver star. He was my team leader. His second tour was my first tour.
Okay.
His first tour, I wasn't there, but he got a silver star. And when I went on my first tour, he was my team leader.
Nice.
I didn't even know who he was. And there was this one instance when we were coming down the road, and this Iraqi police officer, I was a 240 gunner in the front truck, and he was the truck team leader. So, you know, he was riding shotgun.
Yeah.
And this Iraqi police officer was like, go this way, go this way. And he's like, what's this guy want? And I'm like, he wants us to take this right. And he's like, why? And I'm like, he says there's a V-bed that is blown up and is blocking the road and everything like that. He's like, take this right. And he goes, do you see a blown up truck? Do you see smoke anywhere in front of us?
Yeah.
And I'm looking, I'm like, no. He's like, nah, we're not listening to these dudes. He's like, tell him to thank you, push forward. Sergeant Dixon driving. Sergeant Dixon pushes forward. I gave him a little salute, I said, see you later, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We pushed forward. As soon as we get back to the base, we're doing our, what do you do after you do a mission? What's that thing you do?
You're
Don't
just,
get together.
your AAR.
Yeah. So we're doing the AAR, and all of a sudden we hear a call on the radio that somebody took that right and got hit with an RPG.
Oh.
We didn't know. So this dude, he's a real dude. Like I said, Zot.
Yeah.
OTT. I wasn't with him when he got his silver star, but when he went back to Iraq, I was his soldier, and he was still doing it. And I just want to give a shout out to good soldiers. You know, and this dude, like, he's verifiable. He did that. He did a lot of things, but like, I don't know.
Dude, that's so awesome because I mean, realistically, he probably saved your life that day, especially if you're like the gunner, you're outside in the turret or whatever, you know, like that could have been a real bad day. And thank God he had that experience to be able to be, you know, if it was his first tour also, it may not have gone down that way, you know, but it's nice when you got someone in charge making the calls that's like, no, we're not doing this. We're gonna do it my way, the right way.
Yeah, I was so fortunate to. Hey, it's a longer story, man, but like I graduated basic training October 23rd, and by November 23rd, I was in Iraq. So I actually lucked out they put me with a good dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell this dude's story, but look him up, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I will. I'll look up the citation. I'm always interested in stuff like that, and it's funny that you say that because when I got to my first team, my first senior actually had gotten a silver star in Iraq, and when you show up, you don't know anything, you don't say anything, you just kind of sit there and absorb everything like a sponge. But after hearing later the things that he had done prior to that, like he was like my rock on that deployment, you know, like I didn't know what I was doing. I just got there, and this dude had all kinds of experience, and being able to rely on good dudes like that and be able to lean on them and learn from them. And then, yeah, I mean, you had an experience where one of those good dudes did what he thought he was supposed to and probably saved your life or saved some other people's lives.
So, you know, my thing too is like, you know, when you get somewhere, whether it's like a carpenter job or the Navy SEALs, whatever it is, find somebody who's doing it and just copy that.
Absolutely. Like fake it. They always say fake it till you make it. But like if you've got a good role model and your version of faking it is doing what they're doing, then you're probably going to be all right till you figure it out yourself.
That's it.
And it's
all young men should know that, man. Just like whatever it is, just find a dude that you know, follow. Birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah,
Good dude.
And you gotta be smart enough to know what you don't know and find somebody that does know it. You know, like some pride and some confidence is good, but when it goes too far, you can get into a lot of trouble. And I was on my first deployment, and at one point, it was one of my teammates was like, dude, it's awesome that I can always, you know, I can count on you to be where you need to be, doing what you need to be doing. And I looked at him and I was like, dude, I'm just doing what you guys do. This is your 11th tour, bro. I've been in group for 15 minutes, you know, but it's like I was just doing what they were doing because I didn't know anything else to do. And luckily I had a good team with good leadership. And so by doing what they were doing, I was just constantly doing the right thing.
That's it, man. It's weird. It's, you know, everybody thinks they got to be the man, but like, you know, you got to pay homage. You got to pay homage to the older knights who have come before you. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
But you can also give respect to the man, and that's what I think the military teaches guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not we look up to a dude.
No, absolutely not. And you gotta pay your dues. You know, that guy that is the dude that's awesome that you look up to, one time he was the new guy too. And you know what he did? He probably shut his mouth and opened his ears and learned a whole lot his entire time along the way. And now he is the man. So if you want to be the man, you gotta do that too.
You gotta pay the dues. And
absolutely.
You know.
Dude, that was fantastic. And honestly, most of your story honestly kind of was a shout out. So normally I ask if people want to give a shout out to anybody. Is there anybody else you want to tack on there in addition to Zot?
Yeah, there was another dude, Staff Sergeant Curtis Talley, Talley. He was a tanker, but I was mixed with him. He Audie Murphy Club.
Oh wow.
This dude, like, I mean, you asked him a question and he had it, and he was funny, and it was just, I call it matter-of-fact leadership, where it's just like, hey, listen, bro, you gotta shave. If you don't shave, you're getting hemmed up. What do you want from me? You know, it was just like he told you what to do, and if you don't, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
the price.
He gave you your left and right limits, and it was on you to be a big boy and abide by them, you know. And it's I grew up in a family that was tough love, you know. It's like I knew that if I did something stupid, my dad was going to knock me in the head, you know. And that's a pretty effective form of leadership, you know. I do a whole lot better with direct instruction and being left up to make it happen because I know I can make it happen. But sometimes that short, sweet, here's what you got to do, get it done is some of the best leadership you can get.
100%, man. That's what guys respond to. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Hey, man, I never call anywhere. I hope my story just didn't suck, but those are two dudes that are just out there, man, just probably living life right now, but you know, handle their business.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and I get a lot of, I won't call it negativity. You get a lot of stories like people getting in trouble and people getting hemmed up for doing dumb shit. It's nice to bring some positivity. And honestly, bro, if you hadn't said anything, I never could have told that you hadn't called in before. You killed it. I mean, exactly what we're looking for over here. So I appreciate it. If you ever think of some other ones, or while you maybe watch an episode and to jog your memory, if you got any other ones, call in anytime, man. I love hearing it.
All right, man. You got it. I appreciate it.
All right, yeah. Take it easy, brother.
Bye-bye.
Hello?
Hey, caller, we got you?
We got me.
All right, you were on with the Sticky Green Beret. Did you want to introduce yourself before you tell your story?
Oh, shit, yeah. So my name is Brendan, and I got your number on Instagram, and I'm here to ask some questions and learn something.
Okay, what do you got for me?
So I'm a Army veteran, only got about 14 years in. I'm not as cool as a lot of the people, but I got some questions.
All right, what you got?
So I don't have any cool war stories to share, but I got some questions. So 14 years in the Army, 30-something years old, never done drugs in my life, and I've been driving to work for 14 years now, seeing the same guy slumped over, and I've been wanting to try whatever the fuck he's on. And I'm trying to get some information on what he's on.
Yeah, slumped over standing on the side of the road sounds like fentanyl to me, or some kind of opiate. And I don't personally have any experience with that because that never looked super fun to me. But if I had to guess, I would guess that that's what it is, some kind of opioid fentanyl derivative.
But the dedication it gives you, is that anything that's going to be opioid for sure?
Yeah, I think
it gives you dedication, purpose. He's out there every day.
Yeah, I think it probably started out with a lot less slumping over, and he's upped his doses over and over to where that is what it takes to get him where he wants to go, I guess. I think going from nothing to slumped over on fentanyl is a pretty radical way to dip your toe into the puddle. I think there are probably other ways to get you there or to a more pleasant place if you were just getting started.
So we were just getting started. Where would you start?
Man, honestly,
where
you can't.
How would I get to that moment?
Well, I think if you started with cannabis, you probably may find that you never want to get to that level. Plus, if you've been in the military for 14 years, there's plenty of other good benefits to it, along with a good time. So that would probably be my starting point. That's where I would start.
You ever try peyote or anything other than cannabis? I've tried cannabis a couple of times, and I know 100% that's not for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've dabbled in various different psychedelics. I've experienced peyote before, ayahuasca, all that kind of stuff. What about cannabis makes it not for you? That might help me narrow it down a little bit more.
For me, when I tried it, I had severe body sensations, a bunch of crazy, I felt completely out of myself. And the only other drug I've ever done was, it wasn't even a drug, I can't remember what it was, but something you buy at the smoke shops.
Oh,
you probably say it.
Was it that like synthetic, like that K2 spice stuff?
Salvia.
Oh, salvia, yeah. That's
I done that.
Did that work for you?
Thing I ever do.
Did that work for you?
Well, it worked. It worked really well, and that's why it's the last drug I've ever done.
Yeah, I've never had any luck, bad or good, with it. It's never really done anything for me, so I don't have that frame of reference because salvia never really did it for me. But, if you don't like the uncomfortable body sensations and things like that, some kind of a psychedelic might be good. Peyote is pretty tame, I think, compared to some of the other ones. Might be a good place to start.
All right.
Yep. Did that hopefully help with any of your questions? I think if you don't want like the body sensations and the weird body feeling, I would definitely take it easy at first and ease your way into stuff, because there's some stuff that can give you some pretty weird body sensations.
Yeah, I've been looking for something the opposite of body sensations, just more of a tranquil, just slumped feeling. I've been seeing this guy for years now, and he's the happiest motherfucker I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was like, whatever the fuck you're on, I want it. But every once in a while I go by, he's slumped, he's, there ain't no one home, and other times he's smiling, happiest motherfucker
living
the
dream. He's got it figured out for what works for him. Yeah, and I think probably just some good old fashioned experimentation will probably get you where you need to go. Baby steps.
Oh, shit, I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I appreciate the call. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, that is going to do it for our calls tonight. For everyone that called in, thank you so much for taking the time to call in and submit your story. Got some absolutely crazy stories again this week. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this content. Help us grow, help us get the word out there. Send it to a friend if you enjoyed the show and think they'd enjoy it or might have a story to share. And again, if you want to support the channel, head over to my shop, stickygreenberet.com. Check out the merch we got over there, stickers, shirts, flags. Every little bit goes back into helping me produce the show and get this content out to you guys, and in the end help get all these veteran stories heard. And the most important part of this show, user submissions. So don't forget to call in and be a part of War Stories with the Sticky Green Beret. Any vet, any story, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That number to call is 1-866-369-9996. It's always a good time on the show. I'm sure you guys can hear the contributors are having fun. I'm having fun. It's really easy, nothing to be worried about or nervous about. It's just like telling stories with your boys around a campfire. Just think of it as a big online virtual campfire. Again, thank you guys so much for the submissions. It's always a blast putting on the show. I always have a great time taking the calls, and it's always fun to put them out to you guys so you guys can hear the craziness of these military stories. Tonight was no different. It was a blast. Thank you guys, and I look forward to hearing from you guys this week.